Good evening and welcome to the evening news for today, Thursday, August 18, 2022. I am Jemima Holmes. Thank you for tuning in. In the headlines tonight, CARICOM moving closer to eliminating all non-tariff barriers. When the time comes, I will leave. CLAUDETTE SINGH on opposition calls for her resignation. GPF awaiting legal advice to determine fate of Sergeant BASCOM, says top cop. Taxi driver rescued from trunk of hijacked motorcar. New SWAN well to be completed in 1 week, Minister Rodrigues tells residents, and Guyana records 2 new COVID deaths. Now for the news in detail. Non-tariff barriers have proven to be a significant hindrance to free trade among CARICOM countries, but efforts to remove all such barriers from within the region are ongoing. This was revealed as one of the issues on the agenda during a joint press conference between President Dr. Irfaan Ali and Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, Dr. Keith Rowley. Here are the details in this report.
President Irfaan Ali is on an official state visit to Trinidad and Tobago, which commenced on Wednesday. During a joint press conference on Thursday, Dr. Ali and Dr. Rowley updated the media on a series of discussions and progress that were made in areas of regional integration. President Ali underscored that progress has been made to return to true free trade in the region, with the technical task force handling the removal of all non-tariff barriers.
That technical task force, part of their responsibility is to work on the removal of all the non-tariff barriers. And we have already have a complete list of all the non-tariff barriers, and you will see the potential that exists.
According to the Trinidadian Prime Minister, the COVID-19 pandemic and Ukrainian war have painted the importance of resolving barriers that have been affecting trade in the region. In relation to the non-tariff barriers, Rowley said this has been a prevalent issue throughout CARICOM and hinders the CARICOM single market and economy mechanism.
Once that is in play and is not under strict control or reduction or elimination, then the whole idea of the single market and economy is undermined. We have similar, the Minister of Trade could probably tell you a bit more about that in great detail. Talk to the Minister of Trade and she will tell you about all the non-tariff barriers that exist in CARICOM. And those are impediments to production in the region. And once there are impediments to production in the region, it invites supply from outside of the region.
The focal points of the Guyana-Trinidad engagement have been energy, agriculture, tourism, and youth development. Carrying a strong agenda to slash the food import bill and drive agriculture in the region, the idea is to disrupt the model of relying on imported goods. However, Dr. Ali said while this might appear as a disruption, this is not the case, but rather reiterated that distributors must be part of the process.
What we are working now on building the productive capacity to ensure that the input is there to optimize the production. Now, would this create disruption? No. But in the eyes of some, it may look like a disruption. That is why we're also trying to bring every single stakeholder on the table. The distributors of this region must be part of the answer. We have to re-engineer and re-engineer reversal of the production chain, the supply chain in terms of food, the potential that exists in Brazil. We have to deploy that potential to the benefit of Guyana, Trinidad and Tobago and CARICOM.
Meanwhile, Guyana has committed to sending 5,000 coconut plants to Trinidad as the nation has faced devastation to this resource in recent years. Additionally, shade houses for vegetable production will also be available to the Twin Island Republic. Rupa Sinarain, The Evening News.
Guyana Elections Commission Chairperson Justice Retired CLAUDETTE SINGH is unperturbed by the criticisms she has been receiving along with calls for her resignation. She has told those making the calls that she would go when the time comes. Here are the details.
In an interview with the media, GCOM Chairperson Retired Justice CLAUDETTE SINGH was asked about the criticism from the opposition that her decisions tend to favor the government. The chairperson was adamant that with her background as a former judge, she always endeavors to make decisions fairly and lawfully.
I am not aware that I do something like that. Anything I do in accordance with the law. And I try, as a former judge, I always try to uphold the rule of law. But there will be criticisms. If you sit on the bench and you make an adverse decision, the party who loses would say you're biased, you take a bribe, whatever. But that's it. So there's always a way you can criticize the decision. That's up to them.
During a recent rally, opposition leader Aubrey Norton went so far as to call for Singh to go. It is not the first time he has made such a call, but according to her, she will go when the time comes.
Oh, when the time comes, I will leave.
Other than calling for Singh's removal as chairperson, Norton had also said that the opposition would not contest the next elections unless there is a clean voters list. However, with claims and objections slated to start next week, the GCOM chairperson said that local government elections will be held by year-end. Jarrell Bryan, The Evening News.
Police Sergeant Dion Bascom has made damning allegations of a cover-up in the murder of Ricardo Fagundes called Paper Shorts, but Police Commissioner Acting Clifton Hicken has disclosed that the Guyana Police Force is awaiting legal advice before making any decision on the fate of the senior rank. Vanu Manichand reports.
During a press briefing on Wednesday evening, Commissioner Hicken pointed out that police officers take an oath when joining the force and are also required to adhere to certain ethical behavior while in law enforcement. According to him, Sergeant Bascom's outburst and use of profanities during his recent Facebook live streams were unbecoming of an officer. Hicken, when asked whether Bascom is fit to continue serving in the police force, had this to say.
There's a process, disciplinary process, to deal with such a behavior, and so for that process to commence, we await the findings or the legal advice of the DPP. But I can tell you, there's a process that must be followed before any police rank can be dismissed from the force. And so it has nothing to do with my perception, or it has nothing to do with what I feel. If the process is followed and he's not found guilty, so shall it be.
As it is, Bascom is currently on sick leave upon his request. The allegations made by the officer prompted an investigation to be conducted by the Office of Professional Responsibility, OPR. That investigation has since been completed, and the findings and recommendations have been sent to the DPP for legal advice. But even as he awaits that advice, Commissioner Hicken noted that it was important to address the allegations made by Bascom, since he is a senior rank of the force and his claims can cause public damage.
It's a sergeant of police making these type of allegations, and so that is a senior subordinate officer, and we thought it is necessary for us to do just what we did here, our press conference to clear that. And so we're still waiting on the findings of the DPP, the investigation. But this was necessary. You would have known why it's necessary. That is not a constable, that's a sergeant you're speaking about.
Meanwhile, Crime Chief Wendell Blanham debunked the allegations made about the cover-up in connection with the murder of Paper Shorts, who was shot dead more than a year ago. Sergeant Bascom is alleging that the main suspect in that probe, Rondell Bacchus, took the rap for the murder of Fagundes, something that the crime chief refuted.
Roger Country's attorney at law provided information to the police on the 1st of April 2021 via WhatsApp at 1800 hours and sent the telephone numbers for Rondell Bacchus and Mark Richmond. He also sent pictures of Rondell Bacchus and that of several men in uniform. You have the WhatsApp information there. We're giving you credible information. We're giving you evidence to support our position. The wanted bulletin was issued on the 6th of April 2021 for Rondell Bacchus. And 1 hour later, he turned himself in with his attorney at law, and not in company of Mr. Dion Bascom, as he was seen misleading the public during his Facebook Live claiming that the police wanted to kill Rondell Bacchus. A screenshot of the Kaito News article confirming this is shown to the right. The police station diary at the Criminal Investigation Department also confirms that Mr. BASCOM is being untruthful.
In addition, Blanum disclosed that the police force has received assistance from an internationally recognized law enforcement agency during its investigation into the murder. With these allegations, Blanum noted that BASCOM has not only implicated local ranks, but those foreign experts and investigators as well. Since making his allegations, BASCOM is facing 3 lawsuits that run into several millions of dollars from a senior cop, a prominent businessman, and a private security guard. The police sergeant has also written President Dr. Irfan Ali seeking witness protection after reportedly being threatened. Reporting for the Evening News, Vanu Manak-Chand.
The media in China have been reporting that Guyana is a fast-growing economy and is one to do business with. This is according to China's ambassador to Guyana, Guo Haiyan. More in this Andrew Carmichael report.
The ambassador started her tour of Region 6 here at the Regional Democratic Council, where she met with the vice chairman and the regional chairman. She also was expected today to visit Molson Creek, the Suriname-Guyana ferry service, to visit the New Amsterdam municipality, the Caribbean municipality, the number 63 beach. She's also expected to meet with the Chambers of Commerce and also to visit the Monument Center at Palmario.
It's a tour of study, it's a tour of friendship. As we are witnessing the fast development of this country, and it's a good opportunity for us to find the opportunities for cooperation for the embassy to do the facilitating job as it's our duty to do that.
This year, Guyana and China celebrated 50 years of bilateral relations. Ambassador Haiyan said that she was expecting to use the visit to hear from Berbiceans some of their suggestions for future cooperation between the two nations. She noted that many persons from China are interested in doing business in Guyana.
As a fast-growing country, there's many reports about Guyana in Chinese media, so people are interested. So it's also my duty to make introduction to them. The embassy also will do some guidance for them. So that's, I think it's good for me to have the first-hand information to see with my own eyes, through my eyes to let the Chinese people know what's happening here, to see the development here. The duty of the embassy is to know as more as we can about this country, and then introduce to our Chinese Chinese companies about this country, and we work as a bridge for people from both sides.
During her engagement with the Chamber, several issues in relation to trade and trade barriers were discussed. Andrew Carmichael for Evening News.
Coming up on the other side of the break, taxi driver rescued from trunk of hijacked car, and a new SWAN well to be completed in 1 week. Minister Rodrigues tells residents. Please stay tuned.
Optic offers great patient care that is tailored for my entire family.
At Optic, a wide selection of affordable optical frames and optical services are available to fit your budget.
At Optic, my family is provided with comprehensive eye examination and access to their ophthalmology services, all under one roof.
Optic takes pride in delivering exceptional customer service and a unique experience to you, our customers.
Optic Vision Care is a company that is Guyanese born and grown that will help you take care of your precious eyes.
We asked two families, which antibacterial soap do you buy?
Any. They're all the same.
I always buy Protex.
And why is that?
Because Protex reinvented antibacterial soaps. Its formula is fortified with flaxseed oil to boost your skin's natural antibacterial defenses.
And it keeps on working throughout the day.
Wow. Can I have a Protex?
Naturally.
Protex, for the good health of the skin.
SUPERBET safety tips to help fight COVID-19. Practice regular washing of hands with soap and water or alcohol-based solution. Remember to always wear your mask whenever in public areas to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Clean and disinfect high-touch surfaces daily with soap and water or detergent. Practice physical distancing by staying at least 6 feet away from others. SUPERBET cares about you. Let's help keep each other safe.
At Mima Decor, we cater for all of your favorite design products. Tiles for your floors and walls, doors, door locks and knobs, bathroom cabinets, bathtubs and bathroom fixtures, kitchen sinks and fixtures, chandeliers, wall lamps and light fixtures, wallpaper and wall panels, plus so much more. Let's make your creation a reality. Mima Decor, 8 Sheriff Street. Like and follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
Looking to bring your dream home to reality? Or simply taking on a home improvement project? Then National Hardware Limited is where you should start. Let us put that touch to your home. Choose from over 1,000 Berger Paint original hues for any surface. We are known for our trusted brands such as Westinghouse, Philips, Sadco, Rubbermaid, Pyrex, Gibson Home and so much more. National Hardware Limited, your do-it-best store. Located in downtown Georgetown and industrial site Rhymeville.
Guyana's take of oil revenues is projected to ramp up to $7.5 billion per year in 2030 and peak at $16 billion by 2036. Cumulatively, Guyana will receive $157 billion from the industry by 2040.
Welcome back. You're watching the evening news. Joshua Singh, a taxi driver attached to the Shamo taxi base at Wrightslus Railway Embankment, East Coast Demerara, was in the wee hours of Thursday rescued by police from the trunk of his car, which was hijacked by bandits. Bisham Mohammed has the details in this report.
Singh, after he was rescued, told investigators that he was seated in the driver's seat of his uncle's car, PSS 2705, when he was approached by 3 men, one of whom pointed a gun at him and ordered him out of the car. Fearful for his life, he complied, and it was then the men forced him into the trunk of the car. He further recalled that the car drove off, and after some time it stopped and he heard talking. Then it continued driving. He stated that soon after the car crashed, after which he heard loud explosions suspected to be gunshots. However, the police stated that ranks at the Brickdam operations room received a telephone call at about 2 hours 59 stating that a motorcar PSS 2705, a white alien, had committed a robbery on Lamaha Street, Georgetown. As a result, anti-crime patrols were alerted, and while in the vicinity of Agricola Access Road, they spotted the car and tried to intercept it, but it pulled off at a fast rate of speed, thus resulting in the ranks giving chase. Car then turned onto Hunter Street and was heading in the direction of Mandela Avenue when the driver reportedly lost control and collided with the barriers, causing the car to stop. 4 males then exited the car and they began to run away from the scene. Soon after, loud explosions suspected to be gunshots were heard. A search was initiated in the area, during which Royal Franklin, a known character to the police, was seen lying on the parapet bleeding from injuries, while his accomplice Andrew Newyear was found in a nearby yard with injuries. Further, 2 other suspects, Emmanuel Hale and Hamza Samuels, were found hiding in another yard. The police recovered a 9mm pistol along with a magazine containing 3 live rounds of matching ammunition. Franklin and Newyear were escorted to the Georgetown Public Hospital, where they were admitted under guard. Meanwhile, it was while the ranks from the anti-crime patrol were conducting a search on the motorcar, the driver was found locked in the trunk. In addition, 8 mobile phones, 1 laptop computer, and a female purse were found in the car. The scene and motorcar are being processed by crime scene ranks as investigations continue. Bisham Mohammed, The Evening News.
The police are on the hunt for a man who reportedly discharged a loaded firearm at a 20-year-old youth at 14 Miles Landing, Isano Main Road, Region 7, in the wee hours of Thursday. Injured is Shamar Adrian of Baidarabo Road, Bartica, Essequibo River. Police have said that on the day in question, at about 4 hours, the suspect and the victim were on the landing when a heated argument erupted between them over a female. As a result, the suspect allegedly drew a small handgun from his waist, pointed it at the victim, and discharged 1 round, which struck him on his lower lip. After committing the act, the suspect made good his escape. The victim was transported to the Troy Resource Medical Center for medical treatment, and he has been admitted therein in a serious condition. The police are yet to arrest the suspect. Guyana will soon include monoclonal antibodies in its treatment regimen against COVID-19, having placed an order with the Pan American Health Organization. Rupa Sinarain filed this report.
Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony on Thursday stated that Guyana has been using baricitinib and remdesivir to treat positive COVID patients. However, the government has ordered monoclonal antibodies through the Pan American Health Organization, which will be introduced to the country's treatment for COVID-19.
We have been working to acquire monoclonal antibodies because this would help patients who really need to boost their antibodies level. And we have placed an order with PAHO to acquire monoclonal antibodies. So once that becomes available through PAHO, it would be available to our patients. But a lot of it has to do with what symptom they're having. And once we know that, then we'll treat accordingly.
The minister pointed out that it would make a difference if people got their vaccines and booster doses. Many persons who should be taking their shots are not showing up, he added.
We continue to see that trend where persons who are unvaccinated or persons whose boosters are due and they have all kinds of comorbidities, they're the ones who are coming in to the hospital. So it would really make a difference if persons really and seriously go out, make sure they get their booster doses, because it would protect them.
Latest vaccination numbers show that so far 445,650, or 86.9% of adults have taken a first dose, while 345,342, or 67.3%, are fully vaccinated. For adolescents, second doses stand at 26,028, or 35.7%. Vaccines are also available for children within 5 to 11 years, whereby 2,730, or 2.7%, are fully vaccinated. Meanwhile, in excess of 72,000 persons have returned for their booster dose. Rupa Sinarain, The Evening News.
Meanwhile, the Ministry of Health on Thursday reported that 2 more persons who tested positive for COVID-19 have died. This takes the total number of deaths from the pandemic to 1,278. The fatalities are 2 males, a 71-year-old and an 88-year-old from Region 10, Upper Demerara, Berbice. In light of this, all Guyanese are being encouraged to continue to observe the public health measures set out by the Ministry of Health. If anyone is displaying any of the symptoms associated with COVID-19 or needs any additional information, are asked to contact the COVID-19 hotline at 231-1166, 226-7480, or 624-6674. The residents of SWAN village, located along the Sioux-Linden Highway, will soon benefit from potable water as drilling of a new well in the area is expected to be completed within the coming week. Amar Prasad reports.
This is according to the minister within the Ministry of Housing and Water, Susan Rodrigues, during a recent visit to the village. The village was developed just 11 years ago with a water supply system that only provides coverage for 20% of the 600 residents of SWAN. The well currently being drilled will have a depth of 300 feet and provide 24-hour access to water for the entire village.
This community is a growing community. You have about over 600 residents now in SWAN, and so the existing well is a shallow well, and it cannot supply the growing community. So obviously we had to come back here, and we designed this well. We ensure that we commence work as soon as possible. And I believe within a week's time, the drilling of this well will be completed. Right? In 1 week's time, this well will be completed.
The minister stated that once the well is completed, the next step will be to ensure that a proper distribution network is set up so that persons can have access to water in the comfort of their own homes. This process will see some residents of SWAN being employed.
The exciting part after that is ensuring that once we have the water flowing, that we can then take it to your homes. And in order for us to do that, the design of the distribution network and the laying of the pipes to each and every single household will be done in collaboration with the village council and with you, the residents of SWAN.
Minister Rodrigues stated that the government will continue to ensure that communities such as SWAN are not short of the development that is rapidly occurring throughout Guyana.
Bridging the gap between the development that is on the coastland and the development that will be seen in our hinterland and riverine and all of our Amerindian communities. We want to ensure that you have the same equal access to water and to all of the development as the people who live on the coastland. At the end of this project, we will ensure that water is delivered to every home here in SWAN. So this alone will bring, this one project alone will bring tremendous relief to all of the residents here.
For the evening news, Amar Prasad.
We will now take a look at the bridge reports.
The Demerara Harbor Bridge is scheduled to be closed on Friday, August 19th at 22:30 hours for a period of 1.5 hours. Meanwhile, the Berbice River Bridge is scheduled to be closed on Friday, August 19th at 9:40 hours for a period of 1.5 hours.
Hetmeyer appointed Guyana Amazon Warriors captain and Ramdani siblings satisfied with performance at Commonwealth Games. This and more coming up in the Sportcast, sponsored by MacCorp.
Traveling soon? Then come into John Lewis Styles on Waterloo Street and let's help you choose the right set of luggage. You can choose to buy 3-piece luggage sets, or separate pieces, but the sets are always a better deal. Either available in soft poly, or ABS hard side material, with 4-wheeled spinners, and in many colors too. Also available are carry-on luggage, computer bags, duffel bags, backpacks, travel pillows, blankets and lots more to make your trip enjoyable. John Lewis Styles. Simply.
We asked 2 families, which antibacterial soap do you buy?
Annie, they're all the same.
I always buy Protex.
And why is that?
Because Protex reinvented antibacterial soaps. Its formula is fortified with flaxseed oil to boost your skin's natural antibacterial defenses.
And it keeps on working throughout the day.
Wow, can I have a Protex?
Naturally.
Protex, for the good health of the skin.
Planning a cleanup? We can help. Sevon's waste management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanups, or construction sites. It's simple. Step 1, just pick up the phone and give us a call. Step 2, we deliver the skip bin size of your choice. Step 3, load the skip with all of your junk. And finally, step 4, we take it all away. It's that simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there's no job that's too big or too small. Call Sevon's Waste Management today at 218-1455 or 218-11.
Complete control of power is in your hands with the ultimate U.S. brand Generac generators from Sylvie's Variety Store. Get the supply and reliability you need every time. From 1,800 to 8,000 watts of power for residential and commercial use. Recoil and electric start with gasoline engines. Generac generators from the authorized dealers Sylvie's Variety Store.
Looking to bring your dream home to reality? Or simply taking on a home improvement project? Then National Hardware Limited is where you should start. Let us put that touch to your home. Choose from over 1,000 Berger Paint original hues for any surface. We are known for our trusted brands such as Westinghouse, Philips, Sadco, Rubbermaid, Pyrex, Gibson Home, and so much more. National Hardware Limited, your do-it-best store. Located in downtown Georgetown and industrial site Rhymeville.